Beneath this buoy lies the wreck of one of the most iconic ships in history, and its shocking secret. Owen is one of a select few experienced enough to make the dive. It's so deep, he must breathe a special mix of gases to stay alive.
It's like the Everest of diving. It's just within the realms of safety and the limitations of your qualifications.
He heads down, over 300 feet into the darkness. This twisted wreckage is all that remains of one of the most luxurious passenger liners ever built. But for over a century, the power of the sea has taken its toll.
On a huge wreck, like 798 foot long, it still lies as a huge hulk on the sea floor. It's festooned with fishing nets, discarded fishing nets, tangled fishing nets. It's a dangerous dive.
It also hides clues to an atrocity so shocking, it changes the course of the war. This is the wreck of RMS Lusitania. On May the 1st, 1915, Lusitania leaves New York for Britain. Like her ill-fated rival Titanic, this massive liner has been engineered to be unsinkable. On board, nearly 2,000 souls.
It was like a floating five-star hotel in one end of it, and then for the third-class passengers, it was still a luxurious way and fast way of crossing the Atlantic.
6 days later, Lusitania is just 12 miles from the Irish coast. Her captain has been warned that U-boats are in the area, but Lusitania can surely outrun any threat.
The Lusitania was doing 24 knots when she was cruising. And if you look out the stern of the Lusitania, you could put 60 water skiers across in the water, and she could pull water skiers, she went that fast.
So why does this superliner, built to be invincible, never arrive? 300 foot down, clues are hard to spot. But feeding precise 3D scanning data into powerful animation software means we can now reveal the wreck of one of the most famous ships that ever sailed. Lusitania slowly emerges back into the light. 32,000 tons of scarred and twisted metal. She lies tilted on her starboard side, parts sunken into the seabed. Can this be linked to how she sinks? Now, under the seafloor itself, it's possible to reveal something never seen before. Evidence of a fatal blow. Here under the waterline, the unmistakable hallmark of a torpedo strike. U-20 has been ordered to stalk these waters, not only hunting warships, liners too. The U-boat unleashes a single torpedo, like an assassin's bullet.
If you could imagine being on the deck of the Lusitania, being 6-7 stories up and looking over, and you see this thing coming at you, and you know it's going to hit you, and you know exactly what it is. That must be daunting.
Lusitania is built to take on huge amounts of water yet still stay afloat. How could a single shot send a ship this big to the bottom? The drained wreck reveals the hull is snapped clean in half, and the tip of the bow severely damaged. Evidence the liner hits the sea floor with tremendous force. Now, at last, we can reconstruct Lusitania's final moments. The torpedo blows open a hole. Lusitania is traveling so fast that her momentum forces tons of water in. She plunges into the Atlantic, taking nearly 1,200 men, women, and children with her.
She's almost driving herself underneath the water. And even if the props were stopped, she still was 32,000 tons, still being driven forward.
There's hardly any time to launch lifeboats.
She was gone in 20 minutes, which must have been just terrifying for the people on board.
Lusitania's speed hasn't saved her, it's killed her. She hits the seabed so fast that her huge hull snaps in two. Many hundreds of bodies wash ashore nearby, buried in mass graves in Ireland, as the whole world reels in shock.